Hello beautiful souls, this is Vanita Kumar, also known as Twinflameunion, bringing you guys in the pep talk and empowerment series, how to connect with your twin flame. Often collectives wonder whether they actually have this kind of dynamics with their beloved or not, and if you stay till the very end of this video, you'll have a very good idea what this means in your twin flame journey and what are some of the signs and things and whatever have you to tell whether you actually have this kind of situation with your twin flame or not. If you're new to this channel, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, as well as hit the notification bell for any future videos that may come forward in my channel. I also have my website link in the description box where you can actually do a private one-on-one sessions with me, which you can actually book directly from my website. Now, before we dive deep into this topic, let's hit it. Welcome back. As you know, today's topic is how to connect with your twin flame in 5D. Before we begin further, I just want to clarify what 3D and 5D means. It's actually a state of being, meaning that it's actually shifting your consciousness from one state to the other. That's what it actually means in a nutshell. Now I'm gonna break it down for you a little bit in the sense that you have a better understanding of what that means. You must have heard this particular saying, as above, so below. So there is no such thing as 3D up here and 5D up there in heaven. There is no such thing. And this saying actually explains it, as above, so below, meaning that your heaven, you bring it down on earthly plane, meaning that heaven is not up there. You actually bring your heaven right here on earth. You only have one life. You only have this one take. Well, we know that we've had many takes in many lifetimes, and we're not going to go into that. We only know this lifetime. So we only have one take to make things right. So you bring whatever you have you in your heaven, all the way, all of that stuff that you consider your heaven, you bring it here, right on earth. So that's what that means. Next part of that saying is, as within, so without. So what does this mean? This means that whatever is inside, you bring that outside. So your inner state of being is a reflection of you on the outside. Everything is a mirror, and this is why your twin flame brings your deepest, darkest fear, emotions, happiness, everything all out of you, and it actually shows in front of you. So whatever you do not like about your twin flame, whatever is triggering you about your twin flame, is something for you to dive deeper into your aspect and see why it's causing you to feel that way, because most likely you have something that you need to heal on that level. Because as you know, twin flames actually mirror each other. So meaning that if you found an issue that you didn't like about him or her, you have something on a deeper level that you need to figure out on your end as well to heal. If they are not ready, neither are you, and that goes hand in hand. So your twin flame does mirror your aspects. So yeah, look into it a little bit more, and that's what that means. Now the third part of that, as the universe, so the soul. Well, what does this mean? That means that the whole universe is conspiring against you and with you to ensure that you're getting the ultimate soul experience. Meaning that your entire journey, your entire twin flame journey is actually right before your eyes, and you have the support of your guides and the universe, and they will never do you wrong. So that's what that means, and it is part of that which is your soul growth and your ascension. So that was what shifting paradigms, or you must have heard that as well. I talk about that all the time. This is what paradigm is, right? Paradigm is whatever is around you. So you shift that into a higher consciousness. So you shift your whole perception of paradigm, and you want to bring in your 5D here. That's what that whole part of your twin flame journey is, to prepare your light body to anchor the 5D union, which is what everybody wants with their twin flame. That's that heaven on earth that you want to create with your twin flame. And those ones that are in a relationship will tell you that even those guys actually have issues in their relationship, because they also have to create that 5D experience, which is what the work is. So in their case, the souls choose to do it together versus apart. So if you are in a separation with your twin flame, you both are doing the same amount of work. It's not like you are only doing the work and they are not. Even if they are with their karmic partner or what have you, they still have to do their own work, right? So the only thing you can do is change you, not them. But I just wanted to add that in there as well, that they also are doing what they need to do, and the souls, your souls actually chose this dynamics so that you you do what you need to do. It triggers the closeness and the distances, between the couple and what they need to address and heal. So those ones that are in a relationship will be the first ones to tell you that things get triggered to them as well, time after time, and they need to also heal to anchor their 5D union. So just because you're in a twin flame relationship does not mean that you're in a twin flame union. Union is the 5D that is bringing that consciousness into your dynamic. So that's what that is. So I just wanted to add that in there. I'm just referring to my notes here whenever I'm looking, and I want to actually give it to you guys in some sort of order here as well. For those ones that feel that they are experiencing all these kind of 5D sexual encounter with their twin flame, that is also correct, because, and I'm gonna go into it deep here, how this works is, first of all, doesn't matter what your dynamics with your twin flame is, whether they are in embodiment, whether they are not, whether you guys met in physical reality or not, all of that situation, you actually encounter that in reality, right? So you encounter that, and usually it starts off in the 3D consciousness, because 3D is where the lower dense energies, you actually meet in there. That's that state where you actually meet and are almost I want to say everybody meets. There's nobody, I don't know any collective that have met in 5D off the bat. They haven't. They're all met in 3D, and that's what that means. 3D is not, you know, 3D is not like, you know, they met here on Earth and then 5D up there. No, it's all here, and it's just a state of consciousness. So they met, and in twin flame relationship, you do not need to be with each other in physical togetherness to activate your kundalini or your twin flame awakening, meaning that it's one of those connections that actually you can actually, while you're just chatting, texting, online, all of those things will trigger it. So it doesn't matter whether you've actually met the physical, met them in physical or not. Those things don't apply in twin flame journey or a twin flame relationship, because between the couples, they would have had that connection. And even the ones that are not in embodiment, they will be the first ones to tell you that they actually had all of that stuff activated as well, even if their beloved is actually on the other side, because, you know, separation is a linear and time is a linear. It doesn't, those things don't apply. So this is one of the most amazing phenomena that twin flames have, you know, between each other, right? So it's just a dynamic. So another thing I want to mention is that you do not need to be in physical relationship with your twin flame in order to experience anything sexual. You're gonna wonder what? Yes, because that's one of those things that twin flames have, where even simple text will do the job, because it's whatever dynamics the souls have chosen to activate it, right? So it could be simple text, you know, messages. It could be on the phone sex. You name it. It doesn't have to be physical, you know, situation there. And it could be just a kiss. It could be all those things. I'm not going to go into it too much, but you get the idea. And this is why majority of the stair twins prefer to stay single, or they prefer to, you know, still do their thing in the twin flame journey rather than looking for other relationships outside of their connection, because they actually get fulfilled even in that way too with their twin flame, if that makes sense, because they're more than happy having that relationship. The physical aspect, whether in separation or not, doesn't matter. They're more than happy to have that connection with them on the 5D consciousness, because they get all of that kind of relationship with their twin flame. So that's, I'm not going to go too much into it. First of all, this is very uncomfortable topic for me to talk about, because I'm actually very conservative that way, so, and a little shy, believe it or not. I mean, I'm doing this in a very, very public way in my mission, but this is one of those topics that I don't go into because it's so personal, right? It's, I mean, you know, you talk about this through your own experiences a little bit, as well as what you hear from collectives, but the only way that most teachers can talk to you about that is through their own experience. So that's, just take it as that, and I'm going to leave it at that. So just use your imagination. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you resonate with this, that yeah, you are already in a relationship with your twin flame, because you feel everything, you get the same kind of satisfaction if you were in a relationship with them, so in a physical reality, right? So that's there. I'm not gonna say that it's not, because you know, but how often that happens, that all depends on your connection, because if the two twins are really busy with their life and they're actually healing and doing what they need to do, that becomes a lesser aspect of it. People are not focusing on that aspect anyways, because there's so many other things that that both twins are doing. You know, their focus is not that part. You know, even though I know a lot of collectives are too focused on that aspect, and that's the La La Land. They prefer to use that as a band-aid over their lack of relationship with their twin flame in real life, if that makes sense. They're too busy fantasizing about the 5D part versus diving into their own alchemy, right? And healing whatever needs to be healed. If you are one of those, then what I'm gonna say is that, you know, try not to do that too much, you know, not to focus on, you know, that aspect of their journey, because again, you know, that's just it is there, but it shouldn't be your main focus. And if you are, then yeah, try not to do that, because you need to be healing on a deeper level, right? Now, connecting with your twin flame in 5D does not expedite union in any sense of way. So this is why most teachers will tell you not to focus on that aspect, because it's not really helping your you know, future union that you want, or it's not expediting that union process that you very well crave in every, you know, minute of the day, right? You're obsessively wanting that union, but it's not happening. It's because, you know, you are too worried about the 5D stuff. You know, you don't want to do that. Another thing I want to mention is that, you know, you don't want to be focused on, if you don't have this kind of aspect with your twin flame, then, you know, that doesn't mean that you are not a twin flame, because again, you know, all this stuff opens up when you actually are, it's there. I'm not gonna say it's not there, but if you're not aware of it, it's because your consciousness hasn't reached to the 5D level yet. And how do you reach to that 5D level is if you are actually diving into your healing, because when you heal, your dormant psychic abilities actually emerge. And that was my previous pep talk, so you want to maybe check that one out if you're new to my channel, because they kind of tie into this topic as well. Because the more you heal, the more things actually open up, and your clairvoyance will open up for you to experience all of these things. When you are lifting the consciousness, you know, even briefly, during a brief period of time, when you are actually doing one-on-one healing with the healer, or if you are in a very powerful guided meditation, even, you know, if you are traveling in the astral realms. And I'm going to actually link all the blogs that kind of explain all these things that I've already written about into the description box, so that you can actually refer to it in a bigger, you know, way, how this works. If you're actually if you've actually done all those kind of healings, or you've had some powerful meditations, you'll know that it actually, you know, it just works off your chakra system. So, and I actually have a really good article that I've actually written. So all those articles I'll link anyways, and you can, you know, read it to know what way I'm going with this. So when you're actually healing in that level, you're actually temporarily, you've actually elevated your consciousness in that level. So that's when you actually get to meet your other half. And that's when a lot of times I've mentioned that, where your twin flame will actually visit you and heal with you, because you're actually there, you're actually traveling in that astral realm of that consciousness, and you are actually there for that short period of time. So you actually get the taste of your heaven on earth right here. You still do everything right here. You're not flying anywhere. You're just flying in terms of your consciousness, and, you know, you feel amazing. It's because of that that when that happens, you know that, okay, you are connected to your, you know, twin flame. And they do join. I know that mine has joined many times, you know, and I don't ask him. He just shows up when he needs to, and you know, he takes what he needs and he leaves, right? So yeah, so this is another way that you know that you're connected to your twin flame, if they are actually doing that as well. So that's another sign to know that, okay, they are actually doing all of that stuff. Another thing that I've actually written an article on this, and you know, that is also telepathy, right? So that's another aspect of connecting to your twin flame in 5D, because via telepathy they will be giving you all sorts of messages that you need to know. And you know when you're connected to them telepathically, right? Because and again, you know, I mean, telepathy is something that you can have that with anybody. If you're in a signal stoplight and you're looking at somebody, and if you are gazing at them intently, you will notice that about a minute later they will sense that somebody's looking at them, and they will actually look back at you. So try that next time you are you know, like in your vehicle and the other person is in the other vehicle. Just kind of do this telepathy thing. You'll see that it actually works. And the reason why that works is because that's the frequency that, you know, everything is energy and it's a frequency, right? So you've actually tapped into that frequency. So for twin flames to have that telepathy with each other, it's nothing, you know, that is abnormal, or it's no surprise there, because, you know, think about the connection that you have with them, right? You know, they are the same vibrational blueprint, if you want to say, of you. So that's what that is, right? They have the same vibrancy as you. So attract like, you know, likes attract like, and that's what it is, right? You've actually, think about it, you only have one twin flame, and whether the person is in embodiment or not, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna even go there, because let's not go there. It doesn't matter, you know. This world is huge, and you have found your beloved in the midst of all of this. Think about that for a second. How does that work? You know, if that's not a miracle, then what is, right? So I just want to say that that's, and among 7 billion plus people that we have on earth, you know, you have met your one twin flame, that one and only, that is a part of you. So how do you explain that? You don't. And the ones that are not in embodiment, you know, you still have to sift through 7+ billion people to know, okay, he's not here or she's not here, and they're there, right, on the other side. So it's an incredible bond that you have with your twin flame, and know that that's what that is, right? So and once you meet your twin flame, you nobody else will fit that bill, you know. It just doesn't work that way. So you know, I mean, so far at least that's what I think anyways, you know. So yeah, so we have covered that you cannot expedite your union process. We've covered that you have that situation with your twin flame in 5D with the sexual stuff, right? And that doesn't mean that you have to have just only physical connection with them, because, you know, a lot of times that's separation is just a linear, you know, among twin flames, right? Another thing that I want to add here is that now you cannot manipulate in any way. And this is another thing that a lot of people think that, okay, I'm just going to now try to manipulate, you know, the 5D union with my twin flame. And that's the very thing that will actually repel them, because if you are chasing, because they feel everything for you, you know, they actually feel you, right? So if you are chasing them in 3D, they feel it. If you're chasing them in 5D consciousness as well, telling them to come and join you for guided meditations and healing and all those kind of lovely things that you're trying to manipulate and force the situation, when you do all that lovely things, you know, they feel it too, right? A lot of times they don't come because it's like, no, you do your thing. So try not to chase them in any way energetically. Do not chase them physically. Do not chase them, right? I've actually written an article on that as well, so you should look at that if you haven't. And we've all been there. I know that, you know, in the beginning I was chasing him like crazy as well, and you know, it just doesn't work. That's the very thing that then repels them. So you can only achieve this by focusing on you and not them, right? So the more you focus on you and your betterment, the more it actually attracts them back to you. It's the law of attraction again that, you know, it derives from. So I know, sorry guys. I know that I wanted to give you guys some truth here, as well as try to not make it too harsh, you know. I'm a twin flame teacher. What do you want me to do? You know, I can't tell you guys fluff, you know, that's against everything that I teach and know, right? So it's one thing that what I will do is I'll try to deliver it gently to you guys. So I do that. You have to give me that at least. I'm not, you know, like, I'm not harsh about it. So I'll gently tell you guys as best as I can, but I can't tell you guys that, oh yeah, they, you know, that it's just gonna, you know, by you doing this ritual, that meditation, and this and that, it's gonna just expedite it. It's, you know, or expedite or manipulate them to just come back to you. It doesn't work that way. It all comes in divine timing and not your timing, right? I know, I feel the same way, so don't worry. I'm there with you guys. I'm not against you guys. I walk in the same side. Another thing is signs and syncs. Now, we already talked about telepathy, and I want to say that signs and syncs is another way that they will actually telepathically communicate with you as well. I know many times in my own twin flame journey, there's been some really, really specific communication that has been made, and all via signs and syncs. And I'm like, okay, you're trying to tell me something here, babe? So I just want to say that is also there. So pay attention to your signs and syncs. It's their way, it's their higher self communicating some of these messages to you to, you know, they want this union as much as you do as well, right? So they will communicate, you know, via signs and syncs to make this journey a little bit easier, you know, and it gives you the reassurance as well, right? So don't second guess when you see signs and syncs, and if there's something very specifically they're saying, know that you know, it's very, very specific. And then I usually almost all the time I know when he's actually communicating with me in that way. It's crazy, because one thing he knows is that I'm very logical and very practical person. You know, it's just a Taurian in me, and he knows that I am very visual person. So he doesn't come to me in my dream space, which is you know, my next topic that I was gonna go into. I'm not much of a dreamer, so, and I don't dream of him, you know. I think I dream of my catalyst more than I dream of him, and it's usually nothing great, you know. It's, I don't even know what the messages are or whatever, but I'm just saying that it's you know, I don't dream too much about him, because he knows, you know, my twin knows that I don't really pick up messages. I don't remember my dreams the next day. My dreams are usually very exciting at the time that I am dreaming, and then in the morning I can't remember anything. So that's just me, and he knows that. His higher self knows that. So he doesn't even bother trying to. So far, he hasn't conveyed anything in my dreams, but I know that will differ for you, because if you've had your twin flame that has given you any kind of messages in your dream, just pay attention to that. Write them down, journal them, because that will mean something. And that's their 5D communication as well, because again, when you are in dream space, your astral traveling as well, right? So if that's if you've met your twin in the 5D dreams or whatnot, that's part of that. So that's another sign of that. So so yeah, pay attention to your signs and things, pay attention to your dream space as well. Now, how do you actually develop? I actually touched that earlier. How do you actually develop your 5D consciousness? Just concentrating on your journey, healing, lots of healing, and everyday healing. You can take breaks here and there, but once the process starts, once your ascension process starts, you cannot and will not be able to stop it. And if you're going through some major ascension symptoms, look them up. I haven't done a article so far on it. I'm gonna write this one out as well. I haven't had time. There's just so much going on. As long as my own journey too, because I have very demanding journey myself, so I haven't had time to write it yet, but I know I have to. It's just in my head right now, and I just have to put them together. And so I'm going to be doing an article on this 5D thing as well. But also, the dynamics of just replacing, the healing and all that sort of thing. Yeah, you just need to still focus on your healing, right? You wanna still do that. So if you are still not doing that, it takes a while, to open up all of that, because you're shifting. You're shifting consciousness. That's what it is. And I just want to add that the 4D is also the signs and syncs that you actually see along the way. So the 3D, if you're seeing a lot of signs and syncs, know that you are already on the route to 5D consciousness, and you are actually already connecting with your twin flame, because there's no way that you're not connecting, and that's the thing, right? In some way or form, you do connect, right? I won't say that you don't. You may not be aware of it, and that's okay. And most people still, they don't. They're not aware of it, and it doesn't make them any less twin flames, and their connection is not any less special or anything like that. If you hear some of these, collectives saying especially in groups and stuff like that, oh, I've had this really amazing blast, with my twin flame, and, it was all very romantic and all that sort of thing. Yeah, good for them that they did. And if you don't have that, it doesn't make your connection any less special, right? So you don't need to have that in order to feel that, right? You have your own special situation with your twin flame. So try not to force it. Try not to be depressed about it, because somewhere you'll get there. And if you don't get there, it's okay too. It's as long as the most key important part of any of this is if you are actually diving into your twin flame healing, because you need to do that. That's the key point in all of this. You can have all sorts of 5D wonderful sexual romance with your beloved in La La Land, but if you're doing zero healing and zero growth in your twin flame journey, all of that is nothing. It doesn't mean anything, because it's not gonna get you, the physical reality of that, right? You need to focus on as the universe or the soul. So that's what that means. So if you do not focus on as the universe or the soul, you can do all that lovely, encounters there in that consciousness, and not have anything pan out in your 3D reality, because How does that make sense, right? It doesn't, because everything is tied, interconnected to the other. It's not one thing or the other. It's the whole package. Always is the whole package. So I think I have actually covered everything. I'm just gonna really quickly look through this and make sure that I have actually yeah, I have actually. So I hope that you guys did enjoy this pep talk and empowerment series, and let me know in your comments what you thought of this whole video, and if that resonated with you. And like I said, you know, I'm a twin flame teacher. I'm not gonna tell you fluff only, because if fluff was all you needed to know, then a cheesy romance book and a cheesy romance movie will do the same thing as well. You know, I give you insights on how to improve your connection, your dynamics with your twin flame, and how to expedite your union process, rather than you just being around that fluff, you know. And we know that the fluff doesn't last too long, because, you know, before you know it, you've actually wasted precious years and time just chasing, you know, unicorns. Because that's what it is, right? So yeah, enjoy your journey, and I hope you guys get what you get. And this was once again Twin Flame Union, bringing you how to connect with your twin flame in 5D.